Hello everyone, how are you doing today? I hope all of you are doing well and ready for the spooky season. In this video, I'm going to show you what the Halloween reading type looks like, how it works, and if you like it, you can also book it on my website so that it becomes a personal reading, not a general reading for the public, but a personalized version of this reading type. If you're interested, check out the description for the details. Moreover, what I wanted to mention is that this deck is going to be available for those people who subscribe in the $22 tier category on my channel this month. So the remainder of this month until the 31st of October. If you subscribe, you will be added to the draw to win this deck. Now, this is called the Motherpeace. It's a really lovely hippie-ish tarot deck. It's a sort of a very hippie-like energy. I can show you what the illustrations look like, but you can see me use these cards in multiple videos on my channel, so feel free to check those out as well. So if you're interested in winning this deck, all you need to do is subscribe in the $22 category. You're going to receive a reading. So the $22 category is for 10-minute long readings. So you can choose a reading type from that category. You're going to be added to the draw, which I don't know how many people are going to be participating in it, but from my previous experiences, it's no more than, say, 10 people normally. So you have a pretty good chance of winning this deck, and you're also added to the monthly regular lottery. So even if you don't win the deck, you still have a chance to win a second reading. So if you're interested to participate in this special offer, feel free to check out the description box where I describe the details for you. Now, let's get into today's reading, which is the Halloween reading. And Halloween is an interesting time because this is when people withdraw, people start to get ready for winter, and this is when people say the veil is thin between our world and the world that goes beyond our regular means of perception, our regular interpretation of the world. So, one of the biggest themes of Halloween is the topic of fear. And in this reading type, we're going to look at your biggest fear. So, stay with me. If you like these types of videos, please subscribe or check if you are subscribed. YouTube sometimes likes to unsubscribe people. And let's jump into it. First off, I'm going to draw a card that is going to represent the biggest fear that perhaps even you yourself are not ready to admit to yourself. In the personalized reading, we can work with specific fears, but since there's many of us participating in this reading right now, this is going to be more of a general fear. Let's see what the fear is that you're not perhaps ready to face. But we're using this opportunity to train you and to make you more capable of facing, encountering the fear. Okay. So there we go. There's the fear. Let's see what is your response to this fear. So how does it control, how does it influence your day-to-day life? In what ways does it manifest? And let's see what the tarot has to say about ways to deal with this fear. What's the advice? What's the guidance here? All right. Are you ready? So the fear is the Chariot. The ways in which this fear controls you. The Four of Pentacles. Okay. And the guidance is the Queen of Cups. All right. So first and foremost, the Chariot, a major arcana card, a card of sheer willpower, mind over matter. It's the sort of boundless, unrestricted ego energy that creates all sorts of problems in the world, that wreaks havoc on our society. It's the sort of conviction and egomania that we sometimes see surface in politics or in culture. And your biggest fear is becoming like that. Your biggest fear is not being able to control the desire to control anymore. The narcissism, the need for adulation and grandiosity. The Chariot is quite a narcissistic card. So you're both afraid of this quality showing up in yourself. So seeming as if you're too self-obsessed, or like you don't have any boundaries for yourself. And you're also afraid of this quality in others. So when people show up with this sort of dominating presence, that induces fear. So what does that make you do? How does this fear affect you? It makes you go really small. It makes you contract and withdraw. The Four of Pentacles is a card of retreating and restricting. The Four of Pentacles makes you want to be in charge of only tiny, minuscule, and somewhat meaningless aspects of your life. To give yourself a chance to experience the euphoria that comes from being in control, this addictive quality of tyranny, of having that power over others and over situations. You're trying to replicate that, and you're looking for cheap substitutes. And you might find that the qualities of the Chariot, the selfish, relentless, ruthless qualities of the Chariot present themselves in smaller and highly isolated aspects of your life. So, for example, let's say that all in all, in your life, in general, you're pretty laid back, easy to get along. But there's this small island of expertise, let's say. Let's say you're really good at word puzzles or something like that. And whenever the family comes together to play Scrabble, you're the one who dominates everyone, and there's a lack of flexibility, a lack of agreeableness about how you conduct yourself during this game, because it feels like it's your territory. It makes you territorial, the Four of Pentacles, and it makes you somewhat petty. So in smaller, less significant aspects, this desire to dominate, this desire to show up as this hierarchically significant figure, it comes out in small and destructive and irritating ways. Now, also, it makes you doubtful as to whether you can follow your dreams, whether you can dream big. The Four of Pentacles, it's almost like how should I put this? It's like the dollar store version of the Chariot, in that it creates this constipated possessiveness over certain things, but it does not allow for you to grow in significant ways. So what is the guidance? What does the tarot say that you could or should do? And that's the Queen of Pentacles, the Queen of Cups. Cups resonate with water. So the Queen of Cups is an agent of water, emotional energy. And the Queen of Cups, this royalty of water, is somewhat like Princess Diana. I often like to refer to her example, because I think just the way she looked, even, and the sort of compassionate but slightly melancholic glimmer in her eyes, it seems like she was a perfect embodiment of the Queen of Cups' energy. She also was a Cancer, if I remember correctly, so it's a water sign, so it all checks out. Now, so the Queen of Cups is this radical self-offering that opposes the energy of the Chariot in great ways. So instead of being like the Chariot in small and still socially acceptable ways, so instead of, going on a crusade and domineering a country, you might think that it's okay to go on a personal mini crusade and dominate some small, insignificant aspects of your life and the life of those around you. Mind you, I'm not trying to shame you for any of this. We all do this. Perhaps the Scrabble example was inspired by myself, if I'm being honest. And so the point of this is that there needs to be a recognition that you're replicating, you're emulating the energy of the Chariot, but in very, very cheap ways. And you're becoming what you hate, what you despise, what you're scared of, unless you make a conscious decision to go the opposite way. And that's where the Queen of Cups' energy comes in. The Queen of Cups is radically different than the Chariot in that she is showing up as this radical, benevolent, rebelliously loving character. So what makes sense to the Chariot is it's to beat others down, to be the loudest, to be the alpha, to be the leader. That's what makes sense to the Chariot. What makes sense to the Queen of Cups is elevation of the energy of a group, of another person, a mutual winning, even if in small and more poetic ways. She's more concerned with the elevation of the mood, the feelings of the participants than the financial or tactical gain that the Chariot is mesmerized by. So for the Queen of Cups, it's not a true win unless everybody feels a little bit better. Everyone involved in the situation. Everyone who you touch, who you speak to, who you show up for. Unless they feel a tiny little bit better about themselves, there's no winning. There's your purpose as the Queen of Cups is not complete. So this is a shift in the perspective, and it's asking you to think more along the lines of what really fulfills you on a heart level. What really brings you those warm feelings, those lovely sentiments of humanity working together as one, people helping one another out. What's the sort of actions and not only actions but thoughts and directions in your life that promote that kind of vision instead of the Chariot's ugly plan to simply dominate others. So the Queen of Cups is basically saying pure joy and well-being, emotional well-being, cannot come from domination. And a true leader emerges out of the emotional interactions that she has with others. It's not a matter of self-appointing. It's not a matter of titles and not even qualifications. It's not a matter of volume. It's a matter of gentleness, the quality of your actions and your gestures, how much heart goes into it or into them. And that's a better way to counter what you're afraid of than to do the same thing only in small and somewhat tolerable ways. So I hope that you enjoy this reading. If you'd like to see more like this, let me know in the comments. Let me know what you thought. Suggestions are always welcome. And if you could subscribe, I would be really really grateful. See you soon in another video. Bye bye.